In this video, I will be talking about how to identify organic compounds. So this assignment is under B17 on Blackboard. So this is the key which you will find under B17. The symbol R and R prime represent a carbon atom. The symbol asterisk represent a hydrogen atom or a carbon atom. And these are the distinguishing features of each functional group. So in case of alcohols, you will see R. R means carbon atom. It could be a carbon chain. OH. So the distinguishing feature of alcohol is OH. Aldehyde is C double bond O H. And on the other side, it could be anything. It could be hydrogen or carbon atom. Alkanes, you have learned about alkanes in your previous section. If there's a single bond and two or more carbon atoms are attached, it's an alkane. Double bond is alkene, triple bond is alkyne. Aromatic compounds have a ring in it. Cyclic compounds, you will see something like a triangle, square, or a pentagon. Esters, they have C double bond O, O, and then R group. That means there's a carbon group on the right side. On the left side, there is hydrogen or carbon. Ether is R, O, R. So carbon group on both sides, and there's O in the middle. Halocarbon is R, X. So R represent the carbon group, and X could be any halogens, fluorine, chlorine, bromine. Ketone is C double bond O, R, R prime. So in this case, you will have carbon groups on both sides and C double bond O is in the middle. So let's compare ketones to aldehydes. So aldehydes have C double bond OH and ketones is C double bond O and it has R group on both sides. So they looks very similar, but there's a little bit of difference. In aldehyde, it is C double bond OH. In ketones, you will just find C double bond O, and then there's a C group, carbon group on both sides. Organic acid is C double bond O, OH, and on the left side, it could be a hydrogen or carbon. So let's compare organic acid and aldehydes. So aldehyde is C double bond OH, and the only difference between aldehyde and organic acid is that organic acid is C double bond O, OH, so it has an extra O. So let's look at the assignment that you will be doing under B17. Let's look at question number 1. So in question number 1, I have C, H, H, and H. So you're going to ignore the carbon and hydrogen part of this compound because that's just R group. The only thing that I'm going to focus on uh, is the functional group, which is C double bond O, OH. So that's the thing I will be looking for in the key. So in my key, C double bond O, OH is organic acid. So for number 1, my answer is going to be organic acid. So let's look at question number 2. So in question number 2, we are given skeletal formula instead of structural formula. And identifying functional group is a lot more easier in this case because they stand out. So remember from your last lesson, so each kink in the skeletal formula represent a carbon atom. So you have carbon right here, carbon in the middle, and carbon right here. So that means my functional group in this case is going to be C double bond O. So I'm looking for C double bond O in my answer in my key, so which is right here, C double bond O, and then I have two carbons attached on each side. So this is going to be ketone.